fought Gary Roberts and lost.
Here we go.
We're going to fight Riley Cote and George Laraque. We thought this might happen here tonight. These two guys taking care of business right off the hop.
Cote has pummeled McGrattan and Rupp in the past week, and Laraque, he's pummeled everybody he's met. A lot of shadow boxing, and Laraque got a hold of Cote right away, let him up, and he keeps pounding Laraque with the lefts. They're both left-handed punchers, and Laraque has got in about 5 of them, 6, 7, and 8.
Cote is a guy who'll take a lot of shots.
Yeah,
he took a lot of shots there for sure.
He did.
He's willing to trade punches, but at the beginning of the game and get it over with.
Yeah, you talk about Cote, he's given up 35 pounds to George Laraque. He's 6'1", 210, Laraque 245. And they're both left-handers. You can see this. Laraque's going to grab with the right and punch to the left. He gets a hold of Cote right underneath the chin, and he just keeps swinging and swinging, and you don't want to get in the way of one of those roundhouses.
Right now, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if they went right away.
Here they go.
Yeah, you knew this was coming. You knew this was coming. And that's what I'm talking about. Progressive coaching. He doesn't want the Flyers to get a jump, and he knows Laraque's got the advantage over Cote.
Second time this season for these two. And Laraque is landing some left-handed bombs. Whoa, look out.
He knows Cote's out there for a reason, and he's got the nuclear weapon. And George Laraque says, okay, Riley, let's go. And Cote says, I know my job. He was preparing for this in the warm-up, Gordon. Riley Cote was getting ready to do this in the warm-up. He wasn't even part of the Flyers team. He was skating around, just getting ready, psyching himself up. And when you look at him in a warm-up, he doesn't even know he's on the same team. He never touched the puck the whole warm-up. He's just out there. I know what I have to do. I'm visualizing. That's him in the warm-up, getting ready.
Riley Cote and George Laraque. Laraque on his 33rd birthday, set to go at it with Riley Cote.
It didn't take long. Look out, Laraque's a lefty.
Cote got a left in, Laraque firing away with lefts. Both of them swinging wildly here, not sure how many connected. That one from Laraque certainly did connect. Now he rips Riley's helmet off, and Riley able to wrestle Laraque down to the ice. And that wraps that one up. Riley is pumped up.
Boy, I tell you what, that's a feel-good kind of effort for Riley Cote, because George Laraque, if not the reigning heavyweight, was a general consensus top 3 in the league. I sensed that Riley Cote was going to have a go with George Laraque as early as he could. I think it looked like Laraque almost said something to Cote from behind, and away they went. And the one thing Cote has to worry about is Laraque's left, right, Cote?
That's what he had to worry about, because it's absolutely lethal, and he's going to get him. There's no two ways about it. But the bottom line is that we know that Riley Cote can take a hit. But here he is, back and forth, traditional, where they both grabbed onto the sweaters, and they both came with the big left hands. But I'll tell you, I give Riley Cote an awful lot of credit, because he turned to the bench and he said, look at that, boys, let's get her going.
You got to ask this, your cliche question here. Who were the biggest pain in the asses to fight?
Pain in the asses? I mean, whew. I mean, there was a couple like super heavyweights that I was certainly not looking forward to fighting, but I knew I had to. Donald Brashear, George Laraque. There was Brian McGrattan, guys like Steve McIntyre. Like, these guys are just massive humans, like 6'5", 250 pounds. Like, I shouldn't have been fighting them, but say pains in the ass, meaning like God, I'm gonna have my work cut out for me tonight. There was a lot of guys that I enjoyed, enjoyed fighting. Like that, they were more my weight class that I like when we were playing them. Like, guy like Sean Thornton or Cam Jansen or Aaron Asham, but guys are just a little bit more in my weight class. Like a little bit more enjoyable to mentally prepare, because it's like, oh yeah, here we go. It's like full on battle. Like versus like when I'm fighting Brashear, I'm like, it's like, okay, like, let's not get caught in his trap of like, pushing and pulling me and ripping me all over the place. And there was just a lot more like technical stuff that it was just basically avoiding not getting my ass completely beat. Yeah. But then there's guys like, Sean Avery, who I would love to have fought and getting after him, and Patrick Coletta at Buffalo. And there's probably a few others that I would really wanted to get, but never got, because, then the Colton Orrs would step in, or or the Andrew Peters would step in, or whoever like that. But the hardest, I say the toughest ones were just again the guys, the super heavyweights, like George Laraque. I mean, I actually had a couple pretty good fights with George Laraque, and shouldn't be fighting that guy, but they don't lose, they're just big, strong, legitimate veteran fighters, and definitely not not something you wake up in the morning excited about. It's like you gotta kind of just like pretend it's not happening. You're doing it, but you gotta like put it in the back of your mind, because if you think about it all the time, it'll drive you absolutely squirrely.
That's like the mindfulness stuff. Like you're just separating things, and you're focusing, and you're in the moment. And when it happens, and you go, and you've always risen to the occasion your whole career. That's all it's all about it. Like